It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Miller?
And he's someone the defense has to keep track of at all times because, you know, even when he doesn't have the ball, he moves so well without it. He's constantly a threat to catch and shoot.
And offensively, you'll find him often lurking on those corners. Always a high percentage shot among three-pointers, and especially for him.
Looking at the last game for the Phoenix Suns, it was a win again. And boy, they got by the skin of their teeth there. Winning by 1 point. That was a battle.
That was a game in hostile territory, too, guys. And it seemed like they had confidence right from the beginning, unbothered by being on the road.
And, you know, their shots were falling. From the top to the bottom of that lineup, their guys were beat it up.
So the Indiana Pacers able to put the first points up on the board.
Indiana had perhaps the toughest defense in the league, and they just didn't have any weaknesses defensively. If you attacked them inside, they were able to challenge you at the rim. You tried to shoot over them, they were challenging you with their length on the perimeter, and they didn't back down. So it's not a surprise they were near the top in every defensive category.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively, they desperately need a basket.
Pacers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I was able to talk with Jeff Hornacek for a moment. Coach said that even though this is the first meeting of the year, he didn't expect there to be much of a feeling out period between the teams. He said, listen, we have a group of guys that can all score and do it in a hurry. I expect us to come right at them and test their defense early on. They'll definitely be on the attack, guys.
Thanks for filling us in, Doris, and not too surprising that their offensive approach will be a major focus.
Yeah, that's what I would expect, Kevin. I mean, this is a team that really hangs its hat on its offensive execution.
But, guys, that can't be the sole focus. They can't forget to defend.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And, Clark, the numbers back up what you were saying about the Pacers. A lot of stat heads will look at opponents' effective field goal percentage as a measuring stick for defense. And the Pacers, Steve, were the best in the league at that.
Well, they pass the eye test, that's for sure, Kevin. I mean, they challenge every shot. They get out to the three-point line. They block shots at the rim. And there's a reason this team is so good at the defensive end.
Throws down the breakaway jam.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's whip.
Well, it is such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just a tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
And it's the Pacers with the ball. The Suns getting the bucket. Right side, Williams. And the shot is good. 54 seconds left to play here in the first. Marley kicks to Johnson. Back to Marley. Barkley. He's guarded by Williams. Hits the bucket.
Pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
They can go 2 for 1.
Yeah, they need to play it smart. Make sure you get a good shot first, and then maybe a second possession. Well, in any discussion about him, the first thing that has to come to mind is his skill as a passer.
Yeah, he's a world-class distributor, if you will, and the unselfish attitude translates to the whole team. I mean, I'd love to see what their assist-to-made baskets ratio is.
He hits the second from the line.
You know, it's no secret around the league, guys, that the Suns either have one of the best medical staffs in the game or they've built their practice facility by the fountain of youth. More evidence of that came when Jermaine O'Neal found new tread on his well-worn tire.
The Suns shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And that one misses. The Pacers making a switch here. And he sinks the second. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. The pass to Mitchell. With the lead pass. The shot is good from Fleming.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside and let your perimeter players play off your bigs.
He gets it up. He nailed the buzzer beater.
Right between the eyes is how you would say it, Kevin. Fearless.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Pacers so far, guys.
And this team has done a nice job on the glass. I think that's how they've built this lead. They've been very physical, really established a presence in the paint.
Well, they've chased down those balls. As soon as they've hit the iron, they've been chasing them down. It's been a solid effort by them.
And so in the game for the Pacers. Pass to Mitchell. Poked away. Pass to Chambers. And they're moving it up. Number 21 hammers it in after taking it the length of the floor.
Terrible transition defense there.
I think it would have been pointless, Steve. There was no way anybody was beating him to the basket there.
Johnson, the pass to Chambers. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. Chambers got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Indiana trailing here.
Yeah, that was a strange game. Very shaky defensive performance by their opponent, but hey, they took advantage of it.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard as they should have.
Clock at 6. Here's Fleming, and he drops it in from the low post. 1:41 left in the first half. And it's the Suns' ball. This game against Indiana, the first time they've met this year. Here's Miller. Shot denied. And that one's good. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
You know, when you're one of the worst teams in the league, you have a lot of problems, and for the Suns, one of their biggest problems was that opponents shot very close to 40% against them from behind the arc, and that's just not a winning number.
The Pacers making a switch here. And now look at the teams that have shot the ball the best over the course of the last month. The Suns, number 1.
Yeah, Kevin, it's been a long month for anybody who plays these guys. I mean, they've been shooting the lights out, and it's been game after game after game.
As you said, Clark, with the Suns, dead last in the league in terms of opposing three-point percentage. Defense overall was a problem for him, Steve, but especially in closing out on shooters beyond the arc.
Well, the three-point shot, Kevin, has become such a huge part of every NBA team's offense now that if you're struggling to defend that line, you're going to really find yourself at the bottom of the league defensively and record-wise, and that's exactly where Phoenix found itself.
You didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Passes it to Fleming. Indiana moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. The drive by Green. Now the pass to McClung. Phoenix grabs the miss.
Boy, that was way behind the line. Now, he can make that at times.
He certainly is one of the guys that can actually do it from there.
Johnson against Shrimp. And then Barkley at the top.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
And Indiana making a change here. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Here's Johnson. His last outing, he had 8 points. Number 23. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half ends in a close one. Phoenix ahead. They lead by 3. And coming up.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Welcome to 2K Sports. We're in the early stages of what promises to be another great season in the NBA. For the Phoenix Suns, they have the lead against Indiana. Boy, it's a real treat to see 2 elite teams just battling for supremacy. And no shortage of desire from the Pacers side of things. Offensively, they're making it look ridiculously easy. Everything's falling. A nice start for Maverick. You have to love the way he's asserted his will on the offensive end. And now let's go around the NBA to check out what's happening. The Golden State Warriors trailing the Spurs out in San Antonio, saddled with an 11.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. You have to like what we're seeing from Barkley.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out. And so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here.
They've got a moment upset the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. Setting the floor for the Suns. West is out there with Barkley. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Marley. That's good from Miller on the assist by Shrimp. Miller's got 6 points.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Suns leading by 3.
One thing that always translates from team to team is defense. No matter who you play, if you can challenge shots and bother shooters and play together, you'll win, and that's why the Pacers had so much success against Western teams.
By West. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
Pacers trail by 5. Richardson dishes to Shrimp. On the wing, Miller. Williams has a screen for Miller. And there's the feed to Williams. It's Shrimp on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Richardson. And he overshot that one, missing. And over the last decade or so, it's usually been the Western teams getting the better of the Eastern teams more often than not. But the Pacers able to be the exception because of their defense, as you were talking about.
Yeah, if you can defend and rebound, you can beat anyone at any time on anybody's floor. And I think the Pacers were able to do that last year, 18 and 12 against the West. And that only trailed Miami as far as the Eastern Conference teams and their success against the West. But the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
Barkley, the shot misses. Williams with the defensive effort. Pacers trail by 3. Richardson with it. Barkley covering. And he feeds it to Miller. Boom, he jams it straight down. There it is, guys. That Olay defense. Just watching him go, Clark, right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Johnson kicks to Barkley. He passes to Marley. Hits the three-point bomb. Marley's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
An assist like that typified their effort to a great ball move.
Really an example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
That's good. 15 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Now here's Johnson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Number 21. Just knocked down the buzzer beater.
That really could be a morale-crushing three-pointer, fellas. What?
And we're set to start the action up here in the 4th quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. And look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Suns.
Well, the great passing we saw in the first half has carried right over into the second.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they scored off turnovers.
And a look at the foul for the Pacers to start the 4th quarter.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
And so here is Indiana. 7-point differential. Ames against Richardson. Shot clock at 6. Miller. With the fadeaway. Good on the shot.
Beautiful possession. They found the open man.
Suns leading by 5. On the wing, Marley. And stolen by Miller. seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Throws it up high. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. It's stolen by Barkley. Inside. Finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yes, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Ames the pass to Marley. Three-pointer, and that one's good. And the Suns lead by 8.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point line.
But the defense isn't making them earn it. And those shots have just come on easy, overlooked.
The Pacers making a change here. 1:22 left in the fourth quarter. Stolen. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and Barkley throws it down.
That's the epitome of teamwork right there, Kevin, on the alley-oop.
What about the finish? Bring her down with some thunder.
Yeah, lightning, too.
But I'll tell you, the pass was even better. I mean, he put it on an absolute platter for him.
Timeout called the Pacers. They trail by 10. 1:14 left in the fourth quarter. Miller's checked in for West. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Monty Williams address his team. He said, listen, we've come this far. Now we've got to lay it on the line to get a win. I know we can do it. So show them what we got and let's make it happen. Guys, we'll see if they can do it.
You really got to give him some credit there. I mean, he really had absolutely no chance to stop that throwdown against a much bigger guy. But he hung in there and gave it a very strong effort.
And the Suns call time here. They lead by 8. 1:06 left in the fourth quarter. Miller's checked in for Indiana. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Marley kicks to Barkley. Williams with the steal. An even 3-on-3 break. Miller dishes to Richardson. Number 45. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Tipped away. And stolen by Richardson.
Well, it's going to be tough for them, but you have to continue to compete. It's not over. Just play, see what happens.
Yep, you can't afford empty possessions.
He kicks to Miller. They set the pick. Just 5 on the clock. Johnson with the block. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And now we've got the intentional foul. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so they foul intentionally. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. Cloud passes to Mitchell. It's good from beyond the arc. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Hey, you can't let them pound the ball and just milk those precious seconds away.
No other option here but to foul and hope for a few misses at the line.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And it just feels like those are the free throws that probably put this game out of reach.
Timeout called the Pacers. They're behind by 6. 6 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Well, there's a little bit of time here to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul could make things interesting.
Very much so. Either way you cut it, they're going to need a pair of threes and some help at the upper end as well.
So it's Phoenix picking up the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. Well, that'll do it for us. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, Kevin Harlan saying so long. And as we end the game, we bring you our Jordan Player of the Game.